Hey, everybody, and welcome to the True Crime Squad. This is Katie Weaver. I'm here with my sister, co host, and partner in crime, Christy Brower. Hello.
Hello, hey everybody.
Happy
I'm wearing my Rusted
Wednesday.
Toad Face shirt just for you guys.
I love it.
The
Love
original, the one and only. If you know,
it.
you know.
Yep. And you could have your own if you just go over to our merch store over at Etsy.
Yes.
Absolutely. Uh, this has been fun this last week or two. I've had a few husbands buying True Crime Squad merch for their wives for Christmas.
Ah, nice.
With some questions and requests and things, and it's just really fun. I'm like, I love that. You have us on your Christmas list. It's pretty fun.
That's cool. That is
Yeah,
cool.
we love every second of it. Uh guess what happened?
What?
I got this in the mail yesterday.
What?
A juror qualification questionnaire for Madison County.
Well, good fucking luck because Bonneville County didn't want one thing to do with me.
I told Scott, I'm not going to put on the questionnaire. I'm just going to say I'm a podcaster. Is that enough? Probably not.
That's what I put. That got me booted.
I so want to serve on a jury. And then there's a part of me that's like, are you new here? Why would you want to serve on a jury? You wouldn't be able to work. That'd be bad. There's a lot of reasons why I should not. Health-wise, I probably should not be on a jury. But damn, I want to be on a jury.
I know. I really like to watch the process work. I like to learn about
Uh-huh.
the inner workings of the criminal justice process. And honestly, I was kind of hurt that they didn't let me do it because I can be fair. This
Sure.
was not a case I was covering. I didn't know anything about the case that I was called for, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I know.
You know,
So I'm going
they
to fill it
they
out.
villainize us true crimers, think we are rabid and hateful or whatever, but we're actually not. Lots of us just actually really are fans of the criminal justice system and want to see it work correctly.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'll fill it out and send it in today, but I'm not holding my breath. Because remember when I got called to federal jury duty? Yes, they didn't want me either. Actually, I want to be on a grand jury. I would love
Yes,
to sit on a grand jury. But
the
anyway,
grand
it's
jury would be
fine.
super
It's
fun.
probably fine. But I was so excited. Scott goes and gets the mail and he comes in and he's like, are you ready? You got something in the mail. You're going to freak out. And I'm like, did somebody send me a card? Some money? Like, what is it? Jury duty. Okay.
Now, most people would not see that as like an exciting moment, but
I know.
we are who we are.
I guess I'll just have to keep, you know, learning from the outside looking in because they're never letting me in. But we'll find out. We'll try. We'll try. This is Madison. Who knows? Maybe
Right.
it'll be different. Okay.
I don't know how much research they do, but
Yeah.
if they Google your name and podcaster, it's all going to come out in the public eye.
That's
I'm pretty sure what happened to me.
probably true. Yeah. Well, we'll try. Well, anyway, this is our Wednesday episode. We're going to be back tonight at 7 p.m. for case updates, and there's a bunch
Mhm.
of them. Holy McEthan Crumbly and so many others. There's
Oh
a
boy.
bunch going
It's,
on.
yeah.
Actually, all the Crumbleys have been in court this week, so that and a lot more stuff. So we will be here at 7 p.m. this evening. But
Hmm.
for now, we have a packed episode right here and now. So, Christy, I'm
Yes,
going to
we
kick the
do.
mic over to you to kick us off with a crime news update.
Yes. Sometimes you just click the wrong damn graphic, don't you?
I'm
That
dead.
was me today. Sorry. This is not serial killer news. This is crime news update. And this is an update in the Crystal Rogers, well, they're calling it now a murder case. There has
Hmm.
been a third arrest. Meet Steve Lawson. Steve Lawson is the father of Joseph Lawson. And we know Joseph was arrested back in May. Well, apparently, so was Steve. And then Steve agreed to cooperate with law enforcement. And so he was released. And so it didn't hit the news that he had been arrested and he had some kind of an immunity deal. And it was not long after that that Brooks Hauk, boyfriend of giant trash can toilet brush, thank you, EIC,
Mhm.
uh, boyfriend of, and always, suspected by everyone with a half a brain
Yeah.
as who murdered Crystal Rogers. So now Steve Lawson has been rearrested. And it appears as though investigators are not so sure that the information that Steve gave them initially was the whole story or honest, because now they seem to be walking back this immunity.
Mhm.
His attorney had said that the arrest did not come as a surprise because he has been interrogated again recently and that they seem to be backing off on their agreement to give him immunity.
Mhm.
His attorney is saying we still believe that he has immunity. I don't know.
Mm.
Um, I- so the indictment states that he agreed to aid one or more persons in the planning or commission of the death of another, and then destroyed, mutilated, concealed, removed, or altered physical evidence on July 3rd or July 4th of 2015, which is when Crystal Rogers disappeared. So the thinking was that Joseph Lawson and now Steve Lawson assisted Brooks Hauk and potentially others, because there are potentially other people who may also be charged. Some people think it will be Brooks's brother Nick. That the Lawsons actually assisted in the disposal of Crystal Rogers' body. But now he's being held as a part of the murder itself as well, and his bond is set at $500,000 cash. So we're not
Mm.
really sure what's happening, because that really
Wow.
walks back the idea that he just assisted in the disposal of the body.
Mhm.
So apparently, he may have been involved, it sounds like, with using heavy equipment in the burying of her body.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening, because, it appears that his cooperation may have been what helped them to be able to arrest Brooks Hauk.
Mhm.
But now maybe they're looking at that Steve Lawson had more to do with this, with the actual murder of Crystal Rogers. We don't
Wow.
know, but this is getting deep. And
Mhm.
I'll tell you what, the people in that community are thrilled, because
Yeah.
everyone in that community has been furious
Mhm.
over this forever, because it's one of those situations where everybody knows who did it and they're just waiting for there to be enough evidence to actually arrest them. But community
Well,
wise,
and
I
it
don't think
sounds
there's
like they
ever
have
been a question.
absolutely had it with these Hawks.
Yes, in Kentucky,
Mhm.
they're known they're known as the uh, Murdochs of Kentucky,
Oh God.
as in Alec Murdoch.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
not a compliment. Yeah.
very wealthy family, has a lot of influence. People in the community feel like they get away with a lot of stuff. We don't know, those are rumors for sure.
Yeah.
But now we see a third person arrested, and it's very interesting how he's had this immunity deal and was maybe only just going to be charged with the um, disposal of the body, now actually being charged with participating in the murder itself. So
Mhm.
we'll see. But I know that the people in Kentucky that are close to this case are thrilled to see
Yeah.
good movement forward. And definitely for Crystal Rogers' family, um, this is good news.
Yeah. Absolutely. Good.
Yeah. With that, I'm going to kick it over to you for our main case.
Okay. Talking today about Angel Overstreet. We've talked about Angel before, multiple
Yeah.
times, but there's finally an upcoming resolution to Angel's case. And so I'm going to just lay the whole thing back out because it's been a hot minute. And I think we have
Mm-hmm.
to really make sense of it. So this is
Yeah.
Angel right here. And Angel, well, I'm just going to actually start at the very beginning of Angel's life and lay it out for you. So, Angel on February 11th, 2021, Angel was born at her grandmother's home in Warfield, Kentucky, and then was transported with her mother to the hospital for 5 days. Mom's name is Julie. On February 16th, her father takes her home. Julie gave her to dad immediately. Uh, his name is Shannon Overstreet. So Shannon was put on the birth certificate as Angel's father, and he took her home to raise her. Julie and Shannon were not together, and Julie was with someone else, was with another man, and was apparently during this time doing a lot of traveling with that person.
Mm.
On March 3rd, Shannon posted on Facebook about buying a brand new truck. On March 11th, this is the last time that Julie saw Angel. She visited and saw the baby at that point. On March 12th, Shannon, this is when the baby's about 4 weeks old, goes to his mother's home and nearly kills her, seriously assaults her,
Mm.
uh, drags her by her hair, throws her into a wall, various things, and it seriously, seriously injures her. This is who Shannon is.
Mm.
This was to his
Goodness.
mother, Connie Overstreet. At some time in March, Shannon is forced to take a paternity test because someone else was claiming to be Angel's father. And so he was forced
Mhm.
to take a paternity test. All the while, he's posting on Facebook all these pictures, just doing this single dad thing, acting like this is all is well in his world. Uh, even, like the day before and after assaulting his mother, just posting on Facebook like life is wonderful.
Jeez. Terrifying.
On March 19th, Shannon posts the DNA results that were dated from March 13th that show that he is not Angel's biological father.
Oh dear.
On March 23rd, Shannon posts on Facebook wanting to sell his farm. On March 24th, Shannon posts that he's received a message from Angel's biological aunt who wants to gain custody of Angel. On March 14th, a paternity complaint is filed against him and the mom by Elijah Fry, the biofather. On April 23rd, Shannon posts that he received the paternity complaint in the mail and was upset. On May 1st, Shannon posts the last known photo of Angel on his Facebook. I'll show you
Mm.
that. I actually have a lot of things from his Facebook to show you, but we'll pull that one up right now. This photo. On May 6th, Shannon posts that he got a new smart car. On May 7th, is proof of text messages between Julie May and Shannon that claim that Shannon left Angel with a friend to babysit for a couple of days. Bear in mind at this point,
Mm.
this baby is 2 months old
Yeah.
or 3 months
She's
old.
tiny.
Yep. Uh, on May 11th, Shannon posts on Facebook that CPS took Angel from him on May 10th. On May 24th, Child Protective Services of West Virginia contact the Huntington Police Department saying that they're following up on a custody issue, and he tells them that he'd already given Angel to CPS 2 weeks prior.
Mm.
That is an unsubstantiated claim. CPS had absolutely no record of them coming out there before that point or receiving the baby.
Mm.
On May 24th, Shannon was taken into custody on charges for beating up his mother. He was charged with assault and battery, malicious wounding against his mother,
Jesus.
and then the police start looking for Angel. So the Huntington police stated that May 1st was the last time that there was any evidence of Angel. On May 25th, that's when they officially report her missing. On June 23rd, they drain a pond on Shannon's custody, or sorry, property, actually in Kentucky. They drain and
Mhm.
on June 26th, the pond search is concluded. They found nothing. On in December of that year, the Huntington Police Department released an update saying that Angel's case is still active. In March of 2022, so now this is a year and a month past Angel's first birthday, or
Mhm.
Angel's birth, uh, Shannon is indicted by a Cabell County uh, jury for attempted murder against his mother. On January 12th, 2023, Shannon Overstreet enters a Kennedy plea in Cabell Court for the charge of malicious wounding. The charge of first-degree murder was dropped as a part of the plea. He also entered a Kennedy plea to a forgery charge. And that's where the trail has gone cold.
Mhm.
There have there's been a Facebook group called Remembering Angel Nichole Overstreet that has been
Mhm.
absolute rock stars in this case.
Yeah.
They are locals. Some of them are locals. A lot of them aren't. Those women have kept the police on their toes. They have continued to ask questions. They fundraised and put up a billboard for a missing child for Angel. They have, in my opinion, been the reason that the police have stayed on top of this
Right.
because they just wouldn't stop.
Sure.
Because a 3-month-old baby is somewhere. Somebody knows what happened to her.
Right.
It, and it's been really, really frustrating for the last almost 3 years now for people wondering where in the world is Angel? Well, there's finally been an arrest. But before we get there, I want to share a few things from Dad. So this was on May 11th. This is some of his Facebook stuff. He says, so, okay, I'm definitely not in a good mood. Yes, CPS came and took Angel yesterday. And no, I don't want to talk about it. I'm done with family and done with everyone around here. My neighbor wants to buy my farm and I'm getting the fuck out of here. I think I'm going to work my way up to California. Maybe I'm a bad person or bad dad. I don't know. But keep your comments to yourself. I'm just better off alone, anyways. Because he's the victim,
Mm.
don't you know?
Right. Like, holy shit, there was no concern at all there for Angel.
No. May 24th. Okay, I'm highly pissed right now. Well, as you know, CPS in Huntington took Angel from me, and Kentucky is asking where the baby is, that Huntington is saying they don't have the baby. So now Angel is missing, and how the fuck do they misplace a baby? And now they're talking federal charges. Like, I'm getting pissed. I need prayers and patience not to flip the fuck out on these people. Yeah. Again,
Jeez.
it's all about him.
Yeah.
Stepping back to March 20th, this is around the time he got the paternity results. So, yeah, this is my daughter, regardless if she's my biological daughter. I'm going to keep her and love her like she's my own. Nobody's going to come between our daddy and daughter bond, just the two of us.
Yikes.
March 23rd. So, friends and foes, I need some advice because this is really hard for me to make. Well, I got a message today from the baby's biological father's sister. So, I guess it's the baby's biological aunt, and she wants custody of Angel. And I've already got this special bond between her, you know. What the fuck should I do? And what's the right thing to do? Because I don't know what to do. So, please let me know here what y'all think.
Mm.
Here is where he got the custody letter. A little pissed off today, got this letter in the mail. Angel's biological father is taking me to court to get Angel. So just got to leave it in the Lord's hands. Everything happens for a reason, so maybe this is the best thing, even though it hurts. March 19th. Sorry, y'all, but I don't want to talk to anyone right now. I'm so in my thought and in my head, and yes, I'm man enough to say I'm crying, but I just don't want to be bothered. And this, March 19th. I'm the most heartbroken I've ever been, y'all. I was lied to, and this is why I stay single. Totally hurt right now. She is not my child. And it's
Mm.
a picture of the DNA paternity result proving that she's not his child. So he knew from the time she was about 6 weeks old
That
that
she was
she
not
was not
his.
his, and he kept her and refused
Yeah.
to work with anyone until they filed things. And then
But her mother, I mean, if her mother knew this, where the hell was her mother going? Okay, give her to me. I need to figure out what I'm going to do here, but she's not yours. But you see nothing out of her mother. It's just
useless.
disgusting.
Hmm. Absolutely useless. Yep.
And I mean, I do feel for Shannon Overstreet in the reality that he thought this was his child. That is
Hmm.
sad. That's heartbreaking. But my
It's
God, what a selfish asshole.
it's sad, but Shannon Overstreet should have never been handed a baby.
No.
In researching this case, I found multiple posts from women saying, I dated Shannon for a while, and here's the things he did to me. He has charges. He
Mm.
has a conviction for a woman that he held down and carved King Shannon into her back.
Oh my God.
Two
Oh,
women
that's
who
awful.
claim that he beat them to the point of miscarriage.
Oh, Jesus.
Hmm. He is an incredibly dangerous and violent person, and he should have never, ever been handed a newborn baby. Ever.
No.
So then, of course, he puts that convenient post on Facebook claiming that CPS came and took the baby.
Yeah.
And then CPS saying, no, we did not. Where's the baby? But then he got arrested. And so, as is with many of these cases, once somebody's in custody, it really slows the investigative process down and the charging process down because they're not
Hmm.
going anywhere. But that's really hard for the public to take, for people who care to take. And it's
Right.
been really, really problematic. But finally, on December 1st, the Kentucky State Police, this is an article that came out from the Kentucky State Police. In June 2021, the Kentucky State Police were called upon to provide assistance to the Huntington Police Department in their efforts to locate an infant child. During the course of this search, authorities became aware of a potential location in Olive Hill, Kentucky, where the child might be found. Through a thorough and exhaustive investigation, sufficient evidence was gathered to enable the Huntington Police Department to secure an indictment for the arrest of Shannon Overstreet. The investigation was a collaborative effort between the Kentucky State Police, Huntington Police Department, with support from various law enforcement agencies and organizations, including the FBI, West Virginia Intelligence Fusion Center, U.S. Marshal Service, West Virginia State Police, and Child Protective Services agencies from both West Virginia and Kentucky. The combined expertise and resources of these entities were instrumental in the successful outcome of this operation. So
Patting their own
essentially,
backs.
patting their own backs. It's taken 3 goddamn years, but he is finally charged with murder. So the charges are, and this was a grand jury in Cabell County, indicted him on a charge of murder, death of a child by a parent by child abuse, and concealment of a deceased human body,
Mm.
which does finally verify for all of those who cared and were concerned and have been pushing for answers and for investigations that Angel is in fact deceased and has been this whole time. And that Shannon did it, which is exactly what basically everyone thought, but it's taken a
Right.
long time to get here. So we will definitely keep an eye on this case. Again, where he's already in prison, the wheels are going to turn really, really slow. But we'll continue to track it and keep an eye on it because Angel, babe, you sure deserve better.
She sure did.
Just really, really freaking
It's just
sad.
heartbreaking. It's
Hmm.
heartbreaking because every adult in that baby's life that was there to protect her didn't.
Yep. Yep. She was failed 6 ways to Sunday. And there was that
Hmm.
bio dad's family who were desperate for her. They would have
Yeah.
taken her. They wanted her. They would have loved her and kept her safe and taken care of her. And they weren't given that opportunity. because someone was so selfish that he wasn't going to let anybody else have her.
Right. God, that's horrifying.
Hmm. We don't know yet what he did to her. I'm, and I don't know if that'll come out over time or not. A 3-month-old's remains are, after 3 years, are going to be all but nothing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there you go. But I have every so often I dip back into this case to see if there's been any movement. So I was
Mhm.
really glad to see that the justice has finally come.
Yeah. I mean, it's really unfortunate for that baby, but I'm glad that
Incredibly,
hopefully he'll never see the light of day because clearly he
absolutely.
shouldn't.
For sure. Yep. Well, with that, Christy, I'm going to kick the mic back over to you for a racial injustice case.
Yes. Let's talk about a little good news for a minute. This is Marvin Haynes. Marvin Haynes was just released from prison after serving 19 years for a murder he did not commit. Uh,
Oh.
Assisted by the Innocence Project, he was wrongfully convicted of the 2004 murder of Randy Shear. Let's see. He was a teenager when he went to prison. He's 36 years old now. He was freed on Monday. Um, the judge signed an order that set aside his conviction.
Hmm.
And this is interesting because there's some owning up of mistake here, which doesn't happen that often.
Hmm.
The prosecutor's office made a statement that they agreed that Haynes had proven his constitutional rights were violated during his trial in 2005.
Wow.
This was a robbery that took place at a flower shop where Randy Shear was killed. Um, Someone walked into the store and brandished a revolver at Shear's sister. Her name is Cynthia McDermott. She was working there, and he ordered her to hand over the money and security footage. The man with the gun did.
Hmm.
Um, she came out, or Randy Shear came out from the back and said they didn't have any money, and so the intruder fired 2 shots. McDermott managed to escape. Shear was shot and killed. So McDermott actually picked a man from a lineup that didn't include Marvin Haynes as the
Wow.
man who did it. That man that she picked out had an alibi. So the police had to keep looking. So she, you know, didn't pick the right guy, I guess. So the police had a tip that sent them toward Haynes. And then they showed McDermott a photo of Haynes that was 2 years old when he had shorter hair that apparently at the time resembled the shooter's hair. It wasn't even a current photo of him
Hmm.
and what he looked like at the time of the crime. So she said, yes, that was him, even though he seemed shorter than the alleged robber. I mean, it was really bullshit,
Hmm.
that whole situation. They didn't even show her a current photo of him,
Right.
and she was basing it on his hair length. Like, come on.
Hmm.
There was no forensic evidence in this case. It was all based on that witness identification.
Wow.
Um, yeah. So they didn't have any video that connected him to the crime, no forensic evidence. They never found the murder weapon. They had nothing but
Nothing.
that very flimsy photo identification.
Wow.
So the prosecutor's office said of the lack of evidence that should have made any prosecutor hesitant to bring charges because eyewitness identifications are often unreliable and one
Hmm.
of the leading causes of wrongful conviction, especially when they're manipulated like that.
Sure.
We inflicted harm on Mr. Haynes and his family, and also on Harry Shearer, the victim, his family, and the community, she said in a statement, and apologized for all the life experiences Haynes missed during his time in prison, which I think is kind of impressive because they don't usually
Yeah.
take this much responsibility. She
No.
also said we cannot undo the trauma he experienced by those impacted by this prosecution, but today we have taken a step toward righting this wrong.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah. So Haynes was reunited with his family. He said it took 19 years, but I'm here. I just want to move forward and get my life back. That's it. He gave special recognition to his sister. My sister lost so much fighting for my innocence. Words cannot describe what she means to me and my family because his family fought for him this whole time. They knew he didn't
Mm.
do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good on them.
Yeah. So McDermott, the sister of the victim, has since passed away.
Oh.
But Shear's family still maintains that she identified the correct suspect. It's not fair. Like, you can't blame this on her. This is not her fault.
No.
They set her up as well as setting up Marvin Haynes
Yeah.
in using an old picture that looked more like the description she had given. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. That's not how we do this.
No.
And honestly, I hope Marvin Haynes gets a million, jillion, bajillion dollars out of this to
Hmm.
support the rest of his life, to be able to do whatever he wants with his life, because he has lost 36 years of his life, or not 36 years, but 19 years.
Hmm.
He's lost his entire adulthood to this point
Yeah.
to being in prison for a crime he did not commit. So I'm thinking the state of Minnesota is going to be ponying up big time here.
Oh, I'm guessing they will.
That's good.
Yep. Well, I'm relieved for him that he's out, and especially right in time for Christmas with his family. To
No,
finally
it's
get to have
grateful
one.
that, right, finally get to have one. I'm grateful that, at least for his sake, that he's only 36. We see a lot of these
Yeah.
guys get released that have been, falsely convicted, that are in like their 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
He's still got quite a bit of life to
Stolen
live,
their
quite
whole
a bit to make
lives.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I
Um.
hope that it goes well for him. I really do. We just saw this happen in our area with Christopher Tapp, and Christopher
Yeah.
Tapp was only out of prison about 5 years and died.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate. I hope that Marvin has better luck than that.
Yeah. Me too. Did So they don't know who did it.
No,
It's an unsolved crime.
it's still an unsolved crime. Yeah, because they just made up the fact that this was the guy and
Hmm.
showed her a picture that looked kind of like the guy who did it, and really never solved this crime at all.
So
So
we
it
just
is
had law
actually still an
enforcement here
unsolved
that
murder.
just wanted to hang their hats on convictions,
Yeah.
or prosecutors that wanted to hang their hats on convictions versus catching actual bad guys.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Minnesota, you got some work to do.
For sure.
And, we already know that to be the case. Minnesota's had a lot of other law enforcement problems over the years.
Yes, they have. All righty. Well, there you go. So that is our Wednesday episode. So we will be back tonight at 7 p.m. for case updates. And if you're live, great. If not, of course, that always shows up later on the podcast, and you can watch that anytime on YouTube. So
Hmm.
I will say case updates typically are our most watched episodes. So
Yes, yes, they are. People love our live streams. It's a lot of fun.
mhm,
Come
they are
join us
fun.
live if you can.
Yeah, come play in the chat room with us. It is a lot of fun and
Hmm.
interesting, and it's a good place to be. True crimers are awesome. That's what our
Yes.
true crimers are awesome. That's what I can
Hmm.
say.
I agree. I agree.
All righty. Well, you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for being here. You can head over to truecrimesquad.com if you'd like to give us a tip, or if you'd like to check out our merch store or see what else we have going on. That's the way to do it. So, thanks so much. This has been yet another production of the True Crime Squad.
Bye, everybody.